It was OSU got out-coached, outplayed.
Lucas Raymond is also from Sweden, so he's an anytime goal scorer for one of those two games they have in Sweden. So I don't know which one it is, but it's going to be one of the two. So lock that.
This doesn't make any sense. I was pissed. Fumble recovery happened. I'm going to be honest, I turned off the game. I checked back in. That was the final.
Defense here, baby. Come on.
They're walking up to the table blind. I'm betting fucking blind.
Welcome back to Sharp Sports Network, episode 2. The boys are back on another Wednesday evening, and all 4 of the boys are officially here this time. We have McDilly, we have the Wanderer, we have Tycho, and we have Luke. And officially, this is the 4 boys that you will be getting, hopefully, every time on the Sharp Sports Network.
Yes, so enjoy. This is the first official episode with all 4 members, but we are coming off of a remarkable weekend for Snoop and the Michigan Wolverines, moving into number 2 in the college football ranking, only behind Georgia after they beat Ohio State on Saturday. We also had a bunch of other rivalry games on Saturday that we will get into later on in this podcast. But to kick it off, we have some basketball and hockey, and then we'll dive into the football. But Luke, anything you want to say before we start?
Fucking go blue. We kicked their asses all the way to the fucking 6th spot. Stole their number 2 spot. I've been telling everyone all year it's gonna happen again. They're a little fraudulent, and they've been barely making it past these ranked games. And what happens? They get another ranked game against fucking Michigan. They don't sneak out of it or away with it. We do. Game-winning interception, baby.
Don't put me in here. Okay. I was going to say, I don't want to do this now.
Yeah, I heard the words you had, but we'll get past that.
Yeah, we will. All right, let's get into basketball, baby. Let's get into some basketball news. It's been a fucking minute. Let's start off with the Dallas Mavericks and Mark Cuban. So here's my thing. Mark Cuban selling the Mavericks is a headline, right? But Mark Cuban sold the Mavericks for $3.5 billion and then also said, I'm done with Shark Tank. So the two things that he pretty much does makes most of his money with, Shark Tank and the Mavericks, he both said bye-bye. So I think that this is more so Mark Cuban's just way of saying, I'm finally going to settle the fuck down, try to live a somewhat normal life with all the money I have, and just say, I'm done with everything. That's what I think here. Because once I saw that he was done with Shark Tank too, I was like, okay, he's just done with all of it.
He's kicking back.
Yeah. He deserves it. I can't lie. He deserves it. The Mavericks, they won a championship under his ownership. I'm pretty sure this man made a lot of money out of products for the Shark Tank that he did. So he had a good career both ways.
Oh, yeah.
Hang it up. He can kick back. He can enjoy retirement. So shout out Mark Cuban.
Oh, yeah.
All right. The other piece of and I wanted to say Mark Cuban bought the Mavs for $200.
Okay, I can't let you keep doing this. He sold majority stake. He's not fucking leaving the Mavericks. I don't know where you got the idea that he is done with the Mavericks. He did not sell them. He sold majority stake so that he doesn't have to do everything. However, he is still very much going to be heavily involved in the basketball everyday operations. So he's not kicking up and retiring. That is not happening. Okay.
He bought the Mavericks for $285 million, and then he sold the Mavericks for $3.5 billion. Moving on to the Chicago Bulls. Let's talk about how fucking horrible Chicago is real quick. They are currently the worst offense in the NBA. So then let's go to defense. They're also the worst defense in the NBA. They are last in defense. They are last in offense, and they are getting outscored by 34 points per their last 100 possessions. Even the Wizards and the Pistons don't have a lineup that comes close to being that bad.
Yeah, I knew. I think we knew after about like 15 games that that team was never really going to go anywhere. But be this bad, I couldn't have told you that.
No, you have DeMar DeRozan, Vucevic, Zach LaVine, and this is the worst offensive and the worst defensive team. That is very surprising. I feel like every year we come in here and we're like, oh, Chicago, they're just a bunch of false hope. But this is the worst I've seen yet. this is bad.
This is pitiful at this point.
God, man. But I'll tell you right now, the one thing that I do think this is going to show is every year they always are hesitant to be sellers at the trade deadline because they think that they're still going to come back. But if this continues, there's no way that they can't be sellers at the deadline.
I'm not going to lie. Sellers is an understatement. They might as well start the rebuild before the deadline. They might as well break the team down, sell as much as they can, and get as many.
How do you think LaVine feels about signing that fucking contract extension in the offseason? Dumbass.
He knew he wanted to win a ring. He just wanted the bag. He got his bag, and he can't win games now.
Exactly. It's tough, but that is the NBA news that we have. So now we do have some hockey news to get into. So I think we can bring in Luke, because big hockey guy. Come on out.
Yeah, well, big signing, in Detroit because Patrick Kane has finally chose a team, and he chose the Detroit Red Wings. He said that he's excited for this. He loves where the team is going.
Oh, hold on. We don't have to let Luke talk for Patrick. Let's let Patrick talk for Patrick. Hold on.
Patrick, you talked about kind of what the Red Wings are building. I'm curious, kind of what are the things that you've seen to give you that belief and that confidence, especially this season, I guess?
Well, I think lately they're playing pretty stingy defensively. I think they only gave up like 16 shots in New Jersey. Beat a really good Boston team at home, which is a tough place to play. And took down Minnesota the other night with not really giving them much either. So I think that's one of the things. They also have a lot of players throughout their lineup that can make plays and create chances just off of one little player, a little chance. So I think that's an exciting thing too. It's not like I'm just coming here to play with the brink at. I mean, obviously, I think the chemistry has been proven in the past, and I hope we can kind of pick up where we left off. But there's obviously going to be ups and downs throughout the season, so I'm sure I'll find myself with other guys, and there's plenty of other guys in the lineup that you can develop chemistry with and play with. So just a good all-around team. I think very deep.
Yeah, no, I didn't know we had that. So I started to summarize a little bit. Well, he's excited. We're excited. The fans are excited. I mean, we signed him to a pretty safe deal because if it doesn't pan out because of the surgery, then we can let him go or trade him for little to no loss. But if it works out, it's gonna be a beautiful fucking thing.
If it clicks, it clicks, dude. It's gonna click. I feel like if it does click, it's gonna click like really well. What we did with the deal is put ourselves in a spot to still be able to be buyers at the trade deadline if we're in a good spot there, because we're still gonna have like a little over $3 million in cap space, which is enough to get I think the math was a $7 million contract because you're only paying them for the back half of the year. So you're only you can get up to a $7 million player with the $3.5 million that we're gonna have in our contract salary cap space. So that puts things in a spot while still at the same time getting a former superstar in Patrick Kane, hopefully turned newborn superstar, because he said he feels good and he feels better than he did last year, and he still looked pretty good last year, and he's playing injured. So
if this works the way I think it is going to work, I'm changing my opinion and statement from the start of the season to where I'm just hoping they're in the last 5 to 10 games in that playoff race, the wild card, to we are making playoffs.
Nah, bro, this is what I'm saying, bro. The second we signed Patrick Kane, I looked at it, I said, damn, the Red Wings are a playoff hockey team. Love to see it. Put my phone down. That's it. This deal, I feel like not even if it pans out, it shows we're playing to be a playoff hockey team.
Well, the move just shows you in general. You know, the move wasn't for me.
Right, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
You know, the last 4 years, we have not gone out and got a player like that. You know,
we finally
Patrick Kane wanted to sign with us, so like that shows you
took the chance
a whole
on
nother
to break
thing.
it, and look how that panned out. So we're like, shit, maybe let's try it again.
Well, it just shows.
You gotta think about it.
It just shows what Steve Eisman thinks of our team now. He thinks we're an actual contender to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because to get a guy like Kane, it's not like we don't have that veteran presence with playoff experience. We do. We have the veteran leaders. We have the playoff experience. But to just go out and add another big piece to try and excel the team even higher from where it's at now is a huge telling sign that Yzerman thinks that we are playoff ready.
100%.
Love it.
Next in hockey news, we had what seems like a world record. I'd be surprised if it wasn't. 157 penalty minutes in the Senators versus Panthers matchup after a brotherly Tkachuk brawl just turned into absolute chaos.
The ref was so fucked up, bro. This man went in front of everybody and said, I'm giving a 10-minute misconduct. Everybody else on the ice.
Fair.
I don't know.
I think that was fair.
I saw a lot of people fighting, so everybody get in the box.
I just find
if you saw the clip, I think it's fair.
Yeah.
I sent you guys.
It's absolutely hilarious that, I mean, the two biggest instigators in this entire game and what caused this are the Tkachuk brothers. But here's the even funnier part. They will never fight each other. Even when they play, they will just cause so much chaos for both teams that there's just this shit just happens when they play against each other.
It makes so much sense that I'm surprised this is the first time this has happened.
That's hilarious.
It makes so much sense. Like if I was on the ice playing with Dylan, or if you're on the ice playing with your brother, like if I'm not talking shit to you, I'm talking shit to everybody else on your team because
especially if they talk if they talk in terms of like, hey, I'll be honest, bro, between me and you, you know, you hit a 71, you slash his ass 2 times, you got him for the game. You know what I mean? Like just some brother to brother shit. Hey, just want to let you know.
Yeah, you could let him know.
You're looking for somebody to fight. My boy Teddy, he was telling me he's looking for somebody to fight too. So might want to go at number 80.
I don't even think that has to happen, but like,
yeah,
you know what? It probably does. I wouldn't doubt it with those two.
Because ultimately speaking, they're not really fighters. They're just instigators. So they will stir the pot the entire game, and they'll just keep filling the keg. And
they need the last thing. Explode. The last thing that they want you to be thinking about is hockey. I'll tell you that much.
Yes.
All right, last thing before we get into the picks, we had Corey Perry done F round and found out contract terminated for unacceptable behavior and conduct. Now, I say he effed around and found out because we're not sure exactly who he effed around with and what he found out. But what you did find out for sure is that is unacceptable behavior and conduct for Chicago Blackhawks, who finally found out what unacceptable behavior and conduct is. Kudos to Chicago. It took you long enough.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, I have nothing else to say on the Corey Perry thing.
Me neither.
Public that Corey Perry is no longer employed by the NHL. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I care about the legal rights of our podcast, so I think that's all
we're going to leave it at that. And with that, we will go into picks. We'll start with Downtown Cash. We'll go into Puck after.
I don't like the way the flow of these basketball picks are going because back-to-back games, it is going to be split 2-2.
You know, I'm gonna take John and them boys.
Fuck Dylan for taking my pick because I was gonna take the Bulls because now, give me the Nets.
Fuck me, we all said the Bulls.
You started it.
Well, I didn't say that.
I
You
was
said they weren't
saying
gonna
under
ride.
my breath, take the Nets, take the Nets, take the Nets. I want the Bulls. Give me the Bulls. And you took the Bulls. So I'm like, fuck this fucking guy. Who does this guy think he is?
All right, we got 1 game today, 2 games tomorrow. Let's get right into it. First game, 10 o'clock p.m. We have the Los Angeles Clippers going to Sacramento to take on the Kings. We currently have... Whoa, this spread completely changed from what it was earlier. It was originally -2 Sacramento. It is now minus Clippers, 1.5. Big money coming in on the Clippers.
Big money coming in on the Clippers. I think I'm going to ride the wave. I'm taking the Clips.
Clip.
Oh, public fade me until I get my shit together, and I'm going with, you guessed it, not the favorite. Give me the Kings.
Yeah, give me the Kings too.
All right, Tyler, I got your back. I'll take the Clippers.
Clip it up.
Split that bitch 2-2. All right, game number 2, the other game with the spread. Tomorrow at 8 o'clock p.m., the Atlanta Hawks are going to San Antonio to take on the Spurs. Hawks favored -6.5 against Wemby.
Wemby's good, but by all means, the Spurs are bad. So I'm going to take the Hawks and the points.
Yeah, they're still 3-14. I get it.
Mhm.
Oh,
What?
yeah. Yeah,
What is there?
some points.
I can't.
What's
What
the
you got,
spread?
Jesse?
Hawks points.
All right, I'm taking Sacramento +6.5.
Respected.
Or not Sacramento, San Antonio. You know what I meant.
What's the spread?
6.5 points.
For the Hawks.
Jesus. Yeah, no. Whatever team that isn't the Spurs. So Hawks.
Okie dokie. Next game, 7:30. This is the game without a spread, but we have 2 teams that are playing competitive ball right now, and that is the Indiana Pacers and the Miami Heat. The Indiana Pacers are going to fuck around and win this in-season tournament just because they're 5-0 in this bitch, and they only play good for these games, and I don't get it. But anyways, Heat, Pacers. There's no spread.
Jesse.
Pacers.
Yeah, they're
I'm
first
going
in points.
Pacers as well. I feel like there's no reason not to ride it.
I don't
What
blame
day
you.
is
They're
this
first
game?
in points.
Pacers and Heat. Pacers are 5-0. What do you need to look up?
Yeah, Luke, that's not enough for you. You feeling it? You feeling the losses coming?
What else is there?
I guess Pacers.
I'm taking the Heat money line. It's right there, and I cannot not do it.
It is right in front of your face,
Might
I
help.
guess. You're not wrong.
I'm gonna take the Heat money line, and those are the downtown cash picks. We can get into puck luck.
I think that, you want me to be completely honest?
Yeah.
Last time I
At the Capitol,
get to the grab some must. Speak on the top of my brother's
Tails.
blood. None of these niggas we trust. We cannot question, you know what it was. What was you doing for us? These niggas back 'cause I'm putting in work. Like I speak fluent in Russian. Did you catch that?
Yay!
All right.
right.
Puck luck pick time. Luke, dive on in, my friend.
For game number 1, it is going to be on a Thursday because the games on Wednesday, the late games on Wednesday are just simply not the move. So at 8 o'clock on Thursday, we have the Sabres headed to St. Louis to play the Blues. The Sabres are currently 5-5-2 on the road, while the Blues are 6-3-0 at home. The over/under is 6.5. This is a middle of the pack Eastern versus Western Conference matchup. Also their first matchup.
Yeah, everything I'm looking at here is saying these teams are both so 500. Fuck.
Goals.
So is that the over, Jesse?
Hell yeah. Did I not do enough rainbows? I'm sorry.
I'm going to take St.
All right,
Louis.
look, both teams are almost 500. I don't know why everyone's taking forever on these picks, but the Eastern Conference is just better than the Western Conference, and they're both 500. So I'm taking the Eastern Conference team. Give me Buffalo.
Shit, well, I got the Blues.
I don't know why your answers are all on your phones. Think with your heads, boys. Let's go.
I am, but you got to understand, Tyler, stats and numbers play a part.
Who do you have?
I already told you 3 times.
Well, I'm taking the Blues. You can just consider this a coin flip. This is just going to be a mid-game. Might be a good one. Well, I mean, it's going to be a close one, but it's going to be you're going to watch some mid-teams play. Game number 2. This is for first place in the Pacific Division. First matchup, Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern. We have the Vegas Knights going to play the Vancouver Canucks. And the Knights are 6-3-1 on the road, and the Canucks. Shit, I didn't update that.
Canucks are 8-1-1 at home. I got you, Luke.
8-1-1 at home. Might have forgot to update.
I'm gonna take Canucks. I'm gonna take the Canucks. They're good at home. I know Vegas is also a really good team, but fuck, I'd rather have them at home than on the road. So give me the Canucks.
The over/under is 6.5. Did you say the Knucks, Dylan?
Yeah, I got Vancouver.
Everything tells me to take the over, but I think I'm just gonna take the Golden Knights. Give me the goldies on this one.
Vegas.
All right.
I'll be taking the Knights.
Come on, Luke.
I will be taking the Knucks.
Yes!
Knights are just a little bit too cold for me right now. And the Knucks seem to just be a little bit hot. So I'm going to take the hot team. Well,
fuck yes.
For game number 3, we got an Eastern Conference bottom of the standings matchup.
Uh-oh.
We have the Ottawa Senators going to Columbus to play the Blue Jackets. The Sens are 2-2 on the road, while the Jackets are 5-6-1 at home. The over/under is not out there, but I'll tell you, I'm 99% sure it's going to be 6.5. This is also the first matchup.
All right, I'm just going to rely on the Senators just playing how they play against the Wings and just trying to beat the shit out of the Blue Jackets and then possibly scoring one more goal than them. So I'm taking the Senators on this one.
I'm pretty sure, and I could be completely wrong, I think Columbus just beat Boston. So, and then the last game they won before that was New Jersey. Good teams. So they'll probably choke. Give me the Senators.
Blue Jackets. Okay.
I will be taking the over in this game. When it comes out officially, I'll write it down, but I'm just assuming it's going to be 6.5 from their pre.
And those are the Puck Luck picks, ladies and gentlemen. We got football coming up next, but first a word from Sharps.
Sports bettors, you need to download Sharps, the better social network. With Sharps mobile app, you can tail your friends' bets with one click. See a bet you like? Just click the whale tail icon and boom, it will open in your corresponding sports book. Sharp securely connects to major sportsbooks like FanDuel, MGM, Caesars, and more, so you can not only track your bets, but share your bets in creative ways. So gather the gens, download Sharps for free, and join our fast-growing sports betting community.
What is happening is Michigan's going to get this dub.
And that's exactly what I saw. I got my money's worth. I didn't pay a dime. It was free. I should have had to pay for that shit. It was unbelievable.
In that situation, you just fade the green.
Kirk Cousins back to throw on 4th and 18. He's given time. He wants Jefferson.
Play half as good as they did last week in this season and still come out on. I lost count how many interception clips there were.
I felt like we kept watching the same one over and over, but it was always a different.
Walker on first down. It's picked off. What a play. Lorenzo.
Remember the ecstatic excitement and rage-filled little man's rant so that we can laugh at
If the
him.
Titans never got Derrick Henry, Dylan wouldn't even know Tennessee had a football team. I swear to God.
Alrighty, let's get right to it. Starting off like we normally do in the college football world. Game number 1 to get to. Sorry, I have to get past all these Friday games. Louisville and Kentucky. First rivalry game that we had. And boy, oh boy, did Louisville just take everything they've done all year and throw that off a fucking side of a cliff. Louisville lost 38-31 to Kentucky. This one just made me sad. That's all I really got.
Wrong if I was here. I would have been very wrong.
Yeah, we all had. What did you have, Jesse? Because we all had Kentucky minus the 7.5. Or
I think
Louisville.
everyone made a mistake.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would have had Louisville.
Okay, so yeah, we were all on the wrong side. Yeah. I hate to say it, but this is the problem with teams that just were like TCU last year, and they're a good team, but they just are riding momentum. Because at any moment, any game, that shit can get shut. So we'll see what they do in the AAC championship game against Florida State. That should be fun.
I got money on Florida State. I didn't know it would be in this spot. The cash out doesn't look pretty, but hey, we're going for it.
Do you want to do the Michigan game last, or do you want to just do it now? 'Cause that's the order.
Honestly, we can start it now, but
Let's get to it. Number 3 Michigan, number 2 Ohio State. Best game of the year in terms of the ranked teams, but surprisingly, it wasn't the best game of the year because there was another game this week that beat it. Michigan got the win 30-24, like Luke said earlier, with the game-winning interception. Yeah, this one just pissed me off. I don't got nothing nice to say. I'm not gonna say anything.
Fucking go blue. Fuck you for taking Ohio. Yeah, fuck you for taking Ohio
May or may not
State.
have got into a war of words with Luke on text for like 2 hours after the game. But
yeah, because right after the game, I told him to go fuck himself for taking that money line.
It is what it is. We knew it was coming. It was going to happen.
it had to happen.
Oh, man, that felt good to have that game-sealing interception. Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, it came down to defense at the end, and your defense was better.
Mm-hmm.
110%.
The only person on Ohio State's offense I can give any credit to, and I know people are going to be like, oh, Travion Henderson, that man had like two runs that were interesting, is Marvin Harrison, because he was just making catches that shouldn't be made. But everyone else, I mean,
but he does that.
That's what he does. Yeah, it's what he does.
He's an NFL wide receiver. It's okay. that happens.
All right, here's where I got to give Michigan credit. Blake Corum, I'll give you this, man. 22 fucking rushing touchdowns in a season is not something that's very easy to do. And there's a reason why you just made a record in Michigan. So shout out to you for that.
And he's not touch pushing either. So
yeah,
he's running back.
So shout out to you for that, Blake.
He's the cowbell, baby.
Also going to give a shout out to the boy Mike Blenny over at 97.1 talking Sharon Moore and how he's been handling this new situation with Luke today. Calling on 97.1. Let's get a listen.
I just want to say that for Sharon Moore, I would love for him to be the head coach. I wouldn't be mad if Harbaugh was coaching next year, but at the same time, I'd be scared to lose Sharon Moore, especially after the OSU game. I would just love him to be our head coach.
Yeah, and I don't expect anyone to. I don't know what people's reaction was. It was just an idea of how much do you appreciate what Moore's accomplished the last 3 games. Everyone has talked about him as being a rising star in the profession. And I don't think it's any secret. There's a chance Jim is either going to choose to leave or be told to leave by the NCAA. So it was just, I don't know. It was something interesting when your president decided to speak today. That's all. But, yeah, I mean, Luke, I think he'd be in good hands with Moore. I thought he showed some real chops here the last couple of weeks with some big decisions.
Yeah, and I think it'd be a good time for them to part ways. It would just be like perfect timing for it to happen. And I would hate for them to mess it up somehow.
Yeah, just sell high on that stock. Endicott Steel. Let's go to Chuck.
You know. Hey, how's it
Yeah.
going?
Good.
I just want to.
Yeah.
I got it. There we go.
There we go. Yeah,
But yeah, no,
finally-
Jerome Moore, you beat Penn State, you beat Ohio State. If Jim Harbaugh doesn't come back, I think you just slot yourself in there. But that's another great win.
Finally got through to 97-1.
You said 50
After
minutes you had to wait?
Multiple attempts. As soon as
Almost
I heard
enough.
the ringing, as soon as I heard the full ringing, I'm like, oh my God, am I through? Then whoever screens the calls picked up, and I'm like, oh, let's go. Then I waited 50 minutes. And then I finally got it.
Then I waited 50 minutes.
But there you go.
Yeah, big win for you.
All right,
guys.
can we dive into the other one now? My favorite game?
The best game that's happened all year.
The best game in the last 5 years?
Yeah. Alabama
Yeah.
and Auburn, the number 8 team in the country, Alabama, went to Auburn, and they were in a spot where they were pretty much down and out at the end of the game. Bad fumble on the final drive to put them in a 4th down and 31 spot. And those motherfuckers had 3 people on the line rushing. When the play started, only 2 actually rushed. The 3rd man went back to play coverage, which means out of the 11 people on the field, 9 of them were in the end zone playing coverage. And they still got the ball to the back corner of the end zone for the touchdown for the Bama win. Are you kidding me?
All right, let me phrase it the way that it actually went down. Every single mother fluffer was covered. Everybody was covered. There was not an open receiver. Jalen Milroe did not throw that ball to a receiver. Jalen Milroe threw that ball to a spot. The only spot where no one was standing in the end zone. And there was 2 options. The ball either flies into the back corner of the end zone, hits the cameraman, whatever, game over, it's 4th and fucking 31. Or you get there and you grab that fucking football and you get a touchdown. And by golly, he got there and he caught the ball and it was a touchdown. So look, I said some shit earlier this year about Jalen Milroe, and then I proceeded to disrespect him after he had a pretty amateur performance. I'm back on my Jalen Milroe bullshit, okay? I am fully back on my Jalen Milroe bullshit. This guy has the skill set.
Are you gonna try
And
to
now
tell
he's
me?
developed.
But are you gonna try to tell me that he deserves the Heisman over my boy Bo Nix right now?
We'll see what your boy Bo Nix does against Washington.
Okay.
This is the game.
'Cause
This is the
that's-
game for Bo. If Bo shows out against Washington, because look, if Washington wins and Penix has a game, I think Penix just takes the Heisman from him in this
'Cause
game.
I
This is
just
like the
wanna
Heisman game
I
coming
got
up.
a lot of shit in the beginning of the year for having Bo to win the Heisman. None of you took it seriously,
Hey,
and we are in
no.
a spot where he is the favorite.
Yes, I did just give you heavy disrespect for that. I was like, this is a joke.
He did his thing.
He did. He currently is. However, we meet head-to-head on Saturday, and I'll be back in Washington. And I know you'll be on the other side.
We'll talk about that
Well,
game after we get through all the
Oh,
games.
we'll get there.
Obviously, the right play was Auburn plus 13.5, but at the same time,
Okay.
I really thought that the magic was working about me not trashing Bama for falling was working out, and then it didn't
This
happen.
close. 4th and 31.
This close to getting that Bama loss I've been wanting.
No, what? Not this time.
Saban just right to Luke.
Shout out to Texas A&M for covering though. We appreciate
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
Hey, they cover those spreads. We talked
They
about
covered
this.
that game against LSU. Yeah,
do
Jesse
cover
over here.
those. Big shout out to
Jesse,
those
tell them what
17
you thought.
points in the second quarter.
I thought Jaden Daniels was going to give them the work. I thought he might, actually back up his feeling of feeling like a Heisman and, walk out with a chest-high victory, body a team. No, he said, let's get this tight-ass game. and try and win it and make sure I can keep my lead.
Well, Jesse, if you're here when we discussed it, you would have heard me say no. Can I fucking say it?
Hey,
no.
I already know.
I said that Texas A&M, when they're supposed to win, play like shit and lose in a very bad fashion. But when they're just not supposed to do good, they do good enough to where they don't get blown out.
I already want you to
win
know
the
that,
game.
just so you know, Luke, the reason why Jesse was saying I know is because when I was watching with him, he literally said to me, he goes, and I'm mad I missed the podcast because Luke probably would have said some stupid shit about how Texas A&M is going to cover, and I would have took them.
I didn't use the word stupid. I said Luke would have said some shit that would have never had me placing this minus spread.
Yeah.
That's facts. He would have totally switched you.
Uh-huh.
So I was already on it.
You're right.
Bob was riding it. And then we got Dylan. And once we convinced Dylan, there's no way you would have rode LSU Island on your own. There's no way.
Very true.
That's scary. That's a scary island.
A rivalry game where me and Luke kind of just got our pants pulled down and smacked on the ass. Oh, wait, no. He took the over, and they hit it all by them damn selves, and he left me with Arizona State all by myself. Arizona just beat the living shit out of Arizona State. They've got the over by them fucking selves.
That's why I didn't trust it, man.
Did you come?
I was with you on this one, Dylan. Yeah.
Okay. I'm happy at least I wasn't alone because this was bad.
Listen,
no, you weren't alone.
I did say I was planning to take Arizona spread because I really wanted to.
Right.
But then I didn't want to do my ASU boys that dirty, so I just snagged the over.
All right, I got two things to say. It was 38-7 at halftime, and the quarterback for Arizona, Noah Fafita, had 527 fucking yards and 5 touchdowns.
Like it started off promising for Arizona State. They scored first,
Jesus.
and then Arizona answered, and then Arizona State scored again. It was like, okay, this will be a good game. And Arizona scoring, and Arizona State never scored.
Yeah, it was looking really good for ASU after the first quarter, and then the second quarter happened where Arizona put up 28 points and they put up none.
Yeah. All right, we got
that'll do it to you right there.
That will.
2 more competitive rivalry games to get into back-to-back here, starting off with Florida State and Florida. We had Florida State getting the 24-15 victory, and I think this was kind of the style of football you expected. Quarterback couldn't get anything going in the first quarter, starting with the team. Then in the second quarter, starts to find his footing, and then in the second half, he's just saying, you know what? I'm not that good of a quarterback. I'm just going to say fuck it and throw it to Keon Cole and Johnny Wilson down there somewhere, and he got 2 touchdowns out of it.
Honestly, this game was just a complete and utter shit show.
As I was watching,
what's good about this game is if you're a Florida State backer like myself, I needed this guy to show me that he knows how to play quarterback because the quarterback that he was filling in for really, really, really knew how to play quarterback. So to fill into those shoes, just stepping in on a number 4 ranked team, like you gotta be kind of him right now. And he was okay, you know. He wasn't great, but
I will say,
look, those 2 passes when he said fuck it, Dylan, those 2 passes when he said fuck it, those are big confidence boosters.
That's
so
true. And they both were touchdowns, yeah. But I will say the running back is the big guy who stepped up. 95 yards, 3 touchdowns from Benson. You're put in a spot where you're starting QBs down. You said, oh, shit, I'm RB1. Let me step the fuck up real quick. Let me get 3 tutties and 90 yards. I mean, that's big. So you'd love to see that too.
Yeah.
The other rivalry game, also very close because these guys love to play close games. Number 4, Washington against Washington State. Game-winning field goal. The man couldn't even fucking look on the field. Penix is hunched down in his fucking thing. As Washington kicks the game-winning field goal. And at first, a lot of people thought he was doing that because of how his performance was, and he was upset. No, he was so overcome with emotion because he truly thought he sold the game and was so happy that they were able to pull it off. Gotcha. So that's okay. Gotcha.
Shout out to that. Shout out to that under 66.
Yeah.
Look, he's a little emotional. Okay.
Yeah, like Caleb. I get it, man. It's an emotional game. It's an emotional sport, man.
All these quarterbacks are crying these days, man. I understand. Now I get what Tom was talking about. Tom's right. Football's different, man. All quarterbacks are fucking crybabies.
Fucking tough, man.
They can't even fucking watch the game.
All right.
All right.
Next game we have supposed to be the upset of the week, and then they just shat the fucking bed. South Carolina and Clemson, 16-7 was the final. South Carolina played like dog shit on offense the entire game. The defense tried to keep them in it, but
okay,
when
hold up.
the opposing team quarterback has 100 passing yards and they still beat you.
Listen, both offenses played like dog shit.
Yeah.
There was only 2 touchdowns in this game. The rest were just field goals, and only from one team.
So thanks, Gamecocks.
And Iowa wasn't even playing in this game, so like that's embarrassing.
I was like, Jesse's not here. Let me give him a
like we expect this to Iowa, but that's about it.
Gamecocks. No, okay, they're cocks. That's all they are. Take the game out.
Wow.
But hey.
I mean,
how about James Madison -8, baby?
Yeah.
Hey, James Madison blew out of the water, dude.
Hell yeah.
I told you, man.
That was a pick.
Final game.
It was like close. Second quarter, mid second quarter was close, and then like I stopped watching the game for like an hour, and I come back and they're up by like 35 points. I'm like, oh
yeah, that was a good backdoor pick I threw in there.
That was good.
Like
and
that.
then
that's why I ride some of Luke's backdoor picks. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes you just got a feeling.
The final game of the slate, and I got to give a shout out to Tyler because he rode against his boys in North Carolina, and it was never a doubt. North Carolina State 39, North Carolina 20, and Drake May, he could sling the ball all he wanted to, but at the end of the day, you know, when the opposing team quarterback, Mr. Brennan Armstrong, says, let me just put 330 yards out there and go 22 for 31 with 3 touchdowns, makes it a lot more difficult for Drake.
Listen, sharps bettors, hear me out. If you ever, because some people don't, but if you do bet on the teams that you like Luke does, like I do, gotta know when to not trust your boys.
Big facts.
And I did not trust the boys here. Rivalry game, hyped up quarterback. You know, every single NC State fan was telling all the North Carolina people how much Drake May sucks. And that's totally okay, because he doesn't suck. He just lost the game. That's totally fine. And I expected that to happen, because that happens to me as a Michigan State fan. So when you know those things are going to happen because they've happened to you before, you bet the other way. And sometimes you're successful. So, hey, it worked out.
Yeah, big
other times you have in these type of games with no defenses, you just got to sprinkle on the over because the over 55 cashed.
And that might have been what me and Luke did. So that was beautiful. Did anybody have any other games that they just played by themselves that they want to go over?
No, but I would like to say, Ty, I did have NC State -2.5.
Oh, yeah.
Good shit. Thanks for fading.
Thanks
for fading my team. Love it.
All right, Ty, do you want to go into the Pac-12 championship now, or do you want to do that with Thursday Night Football after the recap of NFL?
Well, is that on Saturday or is that on Friday?
Friday, so we got to do it either way.
Yeah, then we're doing it any Friday shit we're doing today.
Okay, so then you want to do it now
100%.
or after the NFL recap?
Do it now. We're in college.
Bang. All right, let's get into it. 8:00 p.m. There's also a Conference USA Championship game, but I made this mistake last year, and I'm not going through every bowl game because I will get slandered. I already know, so I'm learning. 8:00 p.m., number 5 Oregon taking on number 3 Washington for the Pac-12 championship. The spread is currently Oregon -9.5, and the over/under is 66.
Look, I gotta just look. There's no fucking way we don't keep this within 9.5. All right. We being Washington. You shut the fuck up. You'll have your time. You shut the fuck up. All right. There's no way we don't keep this between 9.5 points. Okay. There's just no way. Look, I know Oregon can score, but Washington's got a really good defense. Okay. Sometimes. But Washington also has a really good quarterback and can score a lot too. Granted, they get themselves into close matchup with teams that you wouldn't think they would, but hey, that's a perfect reason for them to get Oregon in a close matchup. So I'm taking the Washington Huskies plus 9.5.
Me too.
You see,
I'm
last time these two teams played, it didn't go in Oregon's favor. They want revenge, and they've been playing ever since that game. They have been playing extremely dominant football. And you know what? I'm going to be jumping on the Oregon -9.5 because, I'm going to get bitched at if I go for their -345 money line.
Yeah, you would. So, smart play. I think Oregon's going to win this game.
I'm not going to sit here and act like this isn't the same Oregon team that had us thinking maybe Colorado just had a bad hat. I'm going to sit here and say Washington money line, they finish the season.
What?
Wow. I love that.
37
I don't think it's going to happen, but
touchdowns.
boy, do I love Jesse's outcome of this game. My God, that's
I'm
awesome.
not going to let finish that. No.
Oregon -9.5. Fuck all that noise.
Hey, hold on, Dylan. You got to learn to let everyone else say what they're going to say before you start talking.
I'll go on mute and
then
you know what I'm doing.
anyone's saying. What did you say, Jesse?
I said, I feel like him feeling like he was going to sell last game is if he didn't put a lot of points on the board. And he's going into this game, bro. We're not going to sit here and act like everybody isn't saying to him they think Oregon's going to body you guys. I think the team,
100%.
I think this team comes to play. They're like, bro, we beat you once. Yeah. Usually, if we meet twice, the team who lost first wins the second time, but not this time. That's not what we're about to do. We're going to beat you twice.
Now, is this the same feeling you got when you thought LSU was just going to absolutely body Texas A&M?
No, this is the same feeling I got when I said the Vegas Knights were going to win the Stanley Cup in the last round.
Oh, I'm feeling good about it. Yes, Jesse.
Now you can go, Dylan.
All right, Dylan. Now you can go.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I'm not just going to continue all this shit disrespectful. I'll take Oregon -9.5 because at the end of the day, Washington, if they are going in with that mindset, that makes me happy because they're going to get
Okay, Dylan has successfully taken every pick on the board. What is your official play?
Oregon -9.5.
Okay, you started at Washington.
I did, and then I switched it the second I read Jesse's energy.
My energy was that bad to you?
It was so against Oregon that I felt I needed to because this is my quarterback. This is my guy I got winning the Heisman. And Bo has 37 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's going to go out there. He's going to fling it all around the field. And you know what the problem is? Because Michael Penix is going to think that he's going to be able to do exactly what he did last game and hang into this football game. And I'm telling you right now, he's not going to be able to do it.
I want to hang in this game.
Those 8 interceptions are going to come back to bite him in the ass. It's going to turn to 9. It's going to turn to 10. And it's just going to get bad.
Dylan, Duck Island is welcoming you with open arms.
Yo, I'm not a
welcome
Duck guy,
to the cool jersey.
And I will come along.
Welcome to the Cool Jerseys Club.
I will come right along, Luke, with open arms. If you're welcoming me, I will come right in.
Open arms. That's crazy.
I will come right in because I've been riding Bo. So
That's what she said.
I get it. You got to defend Bo.
That is what she said.
But I want to see the Huskies husk.
Yeah. Okay. So the boys are split on this game. So you'd love to see that. Competitive game. All right, now let's get into the NFL recap for week number 12, the non-holiday games.
I'll be buying a Michael Penix jersey if they win.
So we're now in the same spot as last year where what do you call it?
Yep, and you know what happened? Yeah. He fucking won.
And you got the Caleb Williams.
We'll see.
Game number 1 for the NFL to go over. First place has been conquered by the Atlanta Falcons. It's almost like we fucking knew it. Ha ha ha. Atlanta 24, Saints 15. Falcons won this game pretty decisively. Love to see it.
Never a doubt.
At first place.
Good job.
They knew it had to be done. I get it.
Good job, Atlanta.
All right, we got the divisional matchup between the Bengals and the Steelers. The under was never a doubt. Love to see it. But the Bengals without Joe Burrow, it's not a pretty sight.
No.
Just not a pretty sight.
It's just all around not great.
But I was
already not going good.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Matt Canada gets fired, and then Pittsburgh, for the first time in franchise history, has 400 yards on offense.
Whoa, don't say franchise.
Like, are you fucking kidding me? Talk about being the problem. Jesus Christ.
No, they haven't done it since Matt Canada got there, not franchise.
Oh, well, it was what was it, the second time? Because I remember everyone else was like, yeah, it's about time. Everyone else has done it like 4 or 5 times.
But because they had Kenny Pickett at QB, they still only managed to get 16 points out of that many yards.
That's the best part. They got
that is
the
the craziest part about it.
Red zone work.
They're getting more yards, but
and
they're
middle yards, and everything but long plays that end up in the end zone somewhere.
Yeah, everything but that.
All right, let's get into the next game. I think
Only
this was
Steelers, dude.
I think this was game of the week right here. We had the Houston Texans
Kenny
and
Pickett,
the
man.
Jacksonville Jaguars. This was, I think, game of the week. This was a great fucking game. Came down to the wire. Came down to the last minute. Texans in line for the game-tying field goal, and he needed one more yard. Doinked it on the bottom upright. You hate to see it, and that was the game.
I couldn't have had a better weekend. Let's be real here. Michigan beat OSU, and then to watch the Jags hand the L to another OSU quarterback.
And I hated it.
But CJ balled. He had 300 yards.
This crowd threw the ball like a goat. He ran the ball when he needed to.
He played great.
Run. He plays phenomenal. He puts the kicker in the position to win the game. Tie the game twice. He missed the fucking first one, and he doinks the second one. We needed overtime for this, and he ruined both times. Fire him. Get him out of here.
No, Jesse, just so you know, he got cut the next day. Matt Amendola is no longer on the Texans. They cut him the next day.
Good.
Sounds like that's how it should have went down.
CJ's game. That was
Because
CJ's
Fairbairn's hurt. That's the problem. They need their
If
Fairbairn
it was his game, he would be holding a W, not a fat L.
Luke, I understand where you're coming from, but the man had 300 yards passing. He had 50 yards rushing. He had 2 touchdowns passing, a rushing touchdown, 26 for 36. He played great.
I had to rant.
He may have played great.
Jesse, Dylan, if there's any weekend you're gonna get Luke to say something nice about an Ohio State quarterback, it's not this podcast episode. I promise you, it's not.
I'm not expecting
it's
that.
every other episode, but not this one and not last one.
You're right. You're right.
Hear it.
Right.
C.J. Stroud had 450 yards, 5 touchdowns. He's just not gonna say it.
You're not wrong. Damn, we were all wrong here. Colts, Bucks. Colts 27, Bucks 20. Baker got hurt, then he came back. Didn't really matter. They still lost.
It was one of those games that I knew from the jump I made the wrong decision.
You're damn right. The second Baker went down, I said, "Oh fuck."
Not even, bro. Things were a little haywire before that, and I was like, "What are we doing?" And then he gets injured. I'm like, "Okay, that's it."
Their defense was not
Kyle Trask is playing. I lost.
Listen, I did not think this was going to be a big blowout by Tampa. I knew this was going to be a close game because it's Minshew magic. But at the same time, he usually just hasn't been winning those games for them that they needed. But Minshew magic sprinkled a little brighter that game.
I personally feel like this game was like 42-10. It just happened to be 27-20.
They
just how I feel.
Bucks cannot do. The Bucks are another one of those teams where I feel like their touchdowns are either long passes that get them like within 5, and then they get like a catch from Mike Evans, or it's like, oh, deep ball, end zone. And it's like they're really bad at figuring out how to just get 20 yards or get in the end zone when it gets tough.
Yeah.
I agree with that for sure. There's nothing
100%.
like a red zone struggle, I'll tell you that much, dude. When a team
It really
struggling, when a team struggles in one aspect and they do it all year, it just makes you guys so many questions about what's going on there if you're doing the same thing consecutively wrong for 17 games in a row. I mean, come on.
All right, let's get into the stinker of the week. Giants, Patriots. Oh, Chad Ryland. I'm about to rip your ass. So this man, Chad Ryland, is sitting out here on a 2-8. Yeah, I know. Pause. Sorry, that was bad wording. On a 2-8 New England Patriots team that, God, if they want to even sniff a playoff thought, they have to win out. So they get into a spot to do it. 35 yards. And this fucking rookie from Maryland, all 6 foot, 195 pounds, this motherfucker goes out there and shanks it all the way to the left. 10-7, New England loses. And yes, Bill Belichick, you just lost to Tommy DeVito because Chad Ryland can't kick a football.
You want to know why? You want to know why that happened, Dylan? Because the Giants beat teams who are on their same level.
That is hilarious. New England was, I was like, 35, don't even need to watch. Nope, they did it. Wow. Bill's going to kill somebody. Holy shit. That was the immediate reaction. Tyler, what's your thoughts? Because I remember you were the guy that said, there is no way in fucking hell that Bill loses to DeVito.
I
And
tried to tell him. I tried to tell him there was a way.
Look, before I said that, we had another podcast where I said that Bill Belichick needs to fucking retire. And if this doesn't confirm that, I don't know what does, because Bill just lost to Tommy DeVito, and
his whole family was there doing the fucking
I can't.
gabagool. His whole family was there. He got Pops with a cigar in the fucking parking lot. He got every touchdown. They're doing the celly. It's a fucking thing. It's the takeover in New York. I love it. I think it's great.
I'll tell you what. The New York Giants are a god-awful franchise, but, you know, it really does feel good that the Patriots are worse than the Giants.
That is.
They were good for too long.
Yes.
It's crazy how the Giants find ways to like win these games because like
Patriots have also found their way on the do not bet list, but that's beside the point.
Oh,
hey, Jesse, come on, man. They're 3-0 against teams on their same level.
Listen, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised when a couple teams are falling apart, sliding down, and we hear, "Can the Giants make the playoffs again?" At 9-8.
If the Giants back into the playoffs, I'm gonna kill somebody.
Hey, just watch out.
So great, bro. They pulled that wild card spot just to get smacked. The next two games here,
there's no shot.
We can pretty much go through these next two games pretty quickly because, you know, it wasn't really good football. Titans beat the Panthers 17-10. Let's go. Probably going to be our fucking last win of the year, so love to see that. And then the Rams beat the Cardinals 37-14. Kind of just smacked the shit out of them. All right, let's get back to some competitive ball here. Chiefs, Raiders, Chiefs 31, Raiders 17, and Aiden O'Connell hung in this game a lot longer than I thought he was going to, so I'll give that man credit. But then fourth quarter, second half hit, and it all went down the drain. And shout out to Kansas City. I think they actually finally scored a point in the second half, so good job. Like a touchdown, I mean.
You said in the second half.
First half, Kansas City didn't look great, so.
Yeah.
I got 2 touchdowns in the second half.
Let's go, Kansas City. Hell yeah. Look at them from averaging 6 points in the second half a game.
You know, it was looking so good, the +10 for the Raiders at the end of the first half. And I was like, exactly like I said, the Chiefs hate covering their spreads.
Yep.
And then the second half comes around, and they're like, you know what? Let's cover.
Second half came around, they had different energy. They said, we're tired of never scoring in the second half. We get maybe a field goal or 2, and that's it. And everyone's talking all this shit about how we can never do anything in the second half. God damn it, if we're going to win this game, we got to do it in the second half. And they did. And they outscored them in the second half, I believe, 17-3. So, that's how they got
Rice needs more targets. That's all I have to say from this game.
Who does?
Rasheed Rice needs the ball more.
Yeah, he's a dog.
Jesse didn't hit his prop bet.
No, that was.
It's kind of shocking because, I mean, Michael Thomas is on the IR. So, I mean, they're down a target.
Michael Thomas.
Oh, wait. I thought you said someone else from the Saints. Oops. Now I'm realizing you said you're speaking about Rice.
Yeah, Chiefs. All right, let's get into the next game here. I mean, 6 in a row. Broncos country.
Let's ride.
29-12.
They're hot. They're hot. They're dangerous.
This is
Figure
different.
something out.
They beat a Browns team who was 7-3. Say what you want about that quarterback situation. They had a good defense and they were a competitive football team, and they beat them like without a doubt, 29-12.
They're making playoffs.
All I'm gonna say,
the Denver Broncos look really good.
the Broncos are shaking the NFL right now because they already had a flex game for them in a couple weeks against the Lions, and now they're like, we don't know where we want to put this if they keep playing like this.
What do we do?
Hey,
got a week or two to figure this out. So
all I'm saying is the Russell haters are very quiet right now.
He's proving he's unlimited.
I think it's really everybody, and I'm not just saying that to take anything away from Russell, but I just feel like the defense stepped up, the receivers stepped up.
Huge.
like really, everybody just kind of stepped the fuck up, and that's great.
Every time they walk in the locker room, coach goes 70-20. 70-20.
Probably just a big ass fucking poster in the middle of the locker room that says 70.
Well, yeah, this was a lot
straight
better
up
score.
70. Like, look, motherfuckers.
The Miami
a lot
Dolphins
better score it got me to be a
logo,
part of
and then
than the
70.
first one that they were a part of.
Yeah, it's an orange. It's an orange 70 with a teal outline.
Let's get into the scratch what I said earlier about the Texans game. This was the game of the week right here. Buffalo Bills, Philadelphia Eagles. Great fucking football game. And if I told you the game went into overtime and Buffalo was playing, what would you tell me? You'd say Josh Allen probably
Buffalo
balled out
lost
and
in
put up a
overtime.
fucking crazy numbers, but they didn't win the game. You'd be right. Josh Allen.
You know what the irony in this is that the Buffalo Bills for the first fucking time got the ball first. And what did they do? They marched down the field, and then when push comes to shove, Josh Allen throws it over the wrong fucking shoulder of Gabe Davis, who turns and looks for the ball, only for the ball to be over here going towards the other side where he's not looking. So then they have to kick a field goal, and who else but Jalen Hurts would come and run the ball into the end zone for a touchdown? Who else on the Eagles, honestly? But you know what? It wasn't a touch push, so I guess that can't be that bad.
Hey, man, there's death, there's taxes, and there's Josh Allen having 400 yards and losing the game in overtime.
He's my lock of the week, man. I was so hurt. Bills were my lock of the week.
You know,
That was crushing.
This was a game where they would have got out of the absolute 100% complete frauds conversation, and now they just defined it even
for them
more.
to enter that conversation.
No, I already had them in that conversation because I remember you saying if they win this game, they will be out of that and be back in the conversation of
if they're frauds or not.
Are they not? But they just cemented.
But
their
see, they
name
played so
even
well
deeper.
against the best team in the NFC that it's like maybe they're not frauds, but then they're going to turn around next week and probably get creamed by a team that's worse than them. And it's like, oh, they are frauds. I can't, dude. I can't.
I'm mad at Sean McDermott.
Josh Allen.
A dick. You didn't have faith in your best player on the field. Fuck that. We got it first. We can score and make this game.
Not if you have Josh Allen as QB in overtime.
I don't care. I'm going for it. I'm not kicking a 56-yard field goal. Eagles are gonna get some points either way. I might as well try and get this damn touchdown.
Honestly, with Josh Allen being not having a single win in overtime, they should have known that going for the field goal was just not the move. They should have just tried everything in their power to get that game, the game-ending TD.
You almost just had a game-ending TD. Why not?
What sucks?
Either way.
What sucks even more is because they don't kick the field goal after the walk-off TDs in overtime. The spread was a push.
Yeah, I know. That was the worst part.
This is my first push in the NFL picks.
Funniest shit ever, dude.
Funniest shit
ever. So for those of you that don't know who Big Mike is, that's Dylan and I's dad. He texts me after the game, and he goes, "Get this fucking parlay. This shit's crazy. I pushed in a parlay." He goes, "What the fuck happens now?" I was like, "They just take it out." He goes, "Oh, so I still win? I'm like, yeah, you still win. He goes, oh, cool. Didn't understand how a push worked. Didn't understand that it just takes taken out. He goes, God damn it, I pushed. I'm like, whoa, hold on. You still won.
Do you know what's crazy?
Battles.
You know what's actually crazy about the push? And when it comes to sports betting, you know how ESPN just dropped their own sports betting platform or sports book?
ESPN Bet, yeah.
They don't have the push getting taken out. They have the push missing. So a lot of people lost bets because it was a push on the ESPN sportsbook.
Fuck that shit. Hey, don't use the ESPN sportsbook, people.
Yeah,
DraftKings.
that, bro.
ESPN bets, just since we're on that topic, I don't fuck with y'all because y'all won't let me stack receptions, yards, and a touchdown for the same player. Fuck you. Quit being greedy. Let me get a one-man show.
Jesse, I mean, they just tell you exactly why you shouldn't have their app. And then you just gave another good reason. So, I mean, why is that app still on your phone?
You're right.
Yeah.
But say you're right. You know what? I'm going to do something about that real quick.
Deactivate your account, delete the app.
I might as well. You guys, I took your money, the free money. I got something. I'm leaving.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Delete the
Are you
app.
sure you want to delete? Hell yeah.
Damn right.
Delete ESPN Bet.
Yeah.
Deleted.
Damn, I would have went a step further and deactivated my account. Double F you.
DraftKings, what's up, baby?
All right, Sunday night football, the Baltimore Ravens and the Los Angeles Chargers. The Ravens won 20-10. And even though the Chargers had a lot of yards on offense, they did not have a lot of points.
Justin Herbert. Oh, boy, I'm done putting this on your defense. You get to be the guy who, like, you'll turn the ball over. You'll miss games by 3 points when you didn't even put your kicker in a position to kick a field goal to try and tie the game. But nobody ever throws the blame straight at you. It's fuck the OC. I don't like Staley either. But I think Justin Herbert be joking way too often. He doesn't even get in positions.
I'll give you credit for that because, like, he reminds me of Stafford a lot in that way, where, like, but, like, he does the opposite. Like, there was, like, games where it's like, okay, like, the Lions are out of this fucking game. Like, we lost and stuff. And then Matt Stafford would be like, for those of you that are still here, we're going down the field against the Cleveland fucking Browns, and I'm going to fucking take my dislocated shoulder into the fucking end zone. Like, he would do that type of shit where it's like, okay, Matthew Stafford, like, you got that dog in you, and you're about to win this fucking game, whether the Lions suck or not. Like, that's just what's going to happen. I have not seen that out of out of Herbert yet, like, in any game at all.
No, you were right.
Yeah. Listen, like you,
he resembles Stafford in every other way, but
yeah, I'm officially off this Justin Herbert like shit because, like, oh my god, I needed him to tear up that Baltimore defense to give me a shot in fantasy, a shot, and no, instead of making them have negative points, he feeds them 16 points, and I lose by 20.05. He could have gave that defense negative points. I could have been like one catch away. I could have passed him if he tore up that defense. But no, he wanted to ice my fantasy week for me.
Why?
Against me.
Listen, Luke, it's not your fault since you want to, be fantasy about it. I just have to tell you, bro, like, the Chargers never had a chance. They never had a chance. It might look like it. They might have made it seem like it, but they never had a chance.
But bro, my team has been duds over the last 6 games.
Luke,
okay? And I finally put up 2 points away from 160. I put up 158.3, and I lose. That was supposed to end my losing streak.
Aside from defense, and 2 players My entire team had 20 or more, and 2 of the 13 were in. You didn't have a chance. It's not your fault. My whole team said
I may not have 1, 2, 3. I had 3 players put up 20, but I had one who put up 38, almost 40, to make up for at least one other guy who didn't put up fucking.
And then
20.
that gave me 33, 35. You were outclassed. It's okay. Just try not to get in the dog cage now.
That is complete bullshit. I'm pissed because, come on, the one time I need to rely on the Chargers offense to torch a defense, regardless if they win or lose. They probably would have still lost, but they're supposed to torch defenses, and they didn't do it. I know. God damn it, dude. I'm pretty sure the last time I played you, dude, actually, both times I played you, I put up the most points and the second most points and lost both games.
It's tough cookies.
Bullshit. That's what it is. Straight bullshit. Fantasy hates me this year, dude.
Party hard.
I just love to see this.
Hey, anybody else peep what's behind Luke's right shoulder? Our left, Luke's right. That fantasy trophy.
I'm
in
going.
for it.
You're gonna have to ship that off in a couple months.
Yeah, I am.
You better
Actually, I'm not out of it yet. I am not out of it yet because I'm going to fucking kick Dylan's ass, send him his second loss in a row, and then I'm going to win again, and then I'm going to make playoffs off points for because I'm going to be tying Dylan and Travis.
So Luke needs to win out. He needs me and Travis to lose out, and then he needs to also have a lot of these points in these next couple games. And then he has a chance.
And not have Big Mike win some games.
He needs a lot of things to happen. So
Big Mike can only win one more game.
We will see what happens. I love this because I jumped off the fucking Herbert train.
For anyone wondering what Luke's talking about, this is the hole he's going to jump out of to make playoffs, fellas. Luke's making a run. A run and a half, actually.
He loses the next game. The season is over, and then there goes that.
Yes, but what if he doesn't?
If
not thinking right, Dylan. You're on the wrong side of the spectrum.
I'm playing him next week. I'm on the right side of my spectrum.
This is as likely as the Panthers being the number 1 seed in the division.
Wow. Okay, we have one more football game we still have to talk about.
Mathematically,
okay. We are at an extreme sidebar. We have a Monday Night Football game to talk about.
You wouldn't even let me talk about this game because you're going to talk about fantasy for 10 minutes.
Look, Dylan, your opinion on this game literally no longer matters.
Clearly.
It's invalid.
Fucking hell.
You know what? No, this is fine. We'll let Dylan talk about the Monday Night Football game.
Last year, well, all 3 of you were still there, so I'm glad to see that you guys finally realized that he's not what you thought he was. So,
I mean, he's still good. He's just not.
Hey, okay, hold up. I'm not gonna catch this stray from Dylan because, like, I've always been on the side of he's a fraud.
You just said I'm hopping off the Herbert train. Those were your words.
Of expecting him to torch defenses, not win games.
Oh, well, you got to be more specific, man. You can't say it so vaguely. You just said I'm hopping off the Herbert
said
train,
it.
And then you went into how you're upset about the rest.
I said it last year too.
Okay.
He chokes away wins. I've always been on that side. But expecting him to torch defenses, I was on that side. Now I'm not on that side.
Okay. So now you are fully against him.
Yes.
There's no Herbert feeling.
I'm glad Dylan has caught up to what Luke was thinking. Let's talk about the Monday Night Football game.
Do we have to?
You're talking about this pathetic excuse of
Can you were trying to avoid that, Tyler, because it was so bad?
Yes, I understand. However, that's the last thing we have to cover.
12-10 was the final score of a game-winning field goal for the Chicago Bears. They won this game. They're now 4-8, and that helped the Lions, I will say, because that put Minnesota back at 6-6. And the Triple D, once again, hit for the boys. Love to see it.
See, this is why we have to talk about it. The Triple D hits again. It did have a hiccup. There was a hiccup in the Triple D theory. However,
yeah, Justin Fields is still the quarterback.
Back on track.
But yeah.
Back on track.
Listen, I know I've only been like heavily paying attention to football over the past few years, but I have watched football
That's
through
not how I
my whole
expected it
life.
to start.
I didn't mean either.
This is easily one of the worst football games I have ever watched, and I can say that with confidence. Like it was
Can I
bad.
just say this? I was so ready for the Bears to get 4 interceptions and lose again. And
Listen.
find another way to lose that game when it was 10-9, and I was like, you're fucking joking.
Every quarter of this game, my homie Zach at work, he'd said, Jesse, the Vikings are literally going to win this game, and it's going to matter in the regular season. I said, no, they're not. Every quarter I had to remind him, the Bears, they may suck, but they are too desperate to not win this game against the Vikings. They have to. They have no choice. Justin Fields needs to prove, like, all right, guys, listen, you don't need to get Caleb, all right? Just give me like a receiver or an old lineman in the first round, you know. Help me out with the first 2 picks. But don't get Caleb. And if he doesn't prove that, he's going to take it out. He's going to win. But I did think he'd get a touchdown.
Hey, and listen, you know, I'm taking a personal victory again because yes, an OSU quarterback got a dub, but it was a part of the worst football game I've ever seen in my life. Just straight pathetic.
Yeah, you can shut out Fields all you want. I won't defend his ass. he's all given to the fucking Wolves, bro. Fuck him.
But look, out of every terrible football game or terrible sporting event, honestly, that takes place, everyone goes, did we really just watch that? Comes a shining bright moment from the world of betting. Now, what was that shining bright moment, you might ask? Well, one lucky bettor decided to place TJ Hawkinson for the first touchdown of the game. He also parlayed that with TJ Hawkinson getting the last touchdown of the game. And because TJ Hawkinson got the only touchdown of the game, it hit at crazy fucking odds. Like 23,000 odds. And it fucking hit because he had the first and last touchdown, and he got the only touchdown of the game. So shining bright moment from the betting world.
Give that
in one of the worst football games of the year.
Bro, I know he was sweating because like
well, yeah, once you get to the second half and you realize what that game is, you're hoping that's the only touchdown.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It didn't
100%.
come until like
But it was one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Yeah,
it was like someone decided to have a good
10
day. I'm like,
yeah, in the fourth quarter when he got
10
that
minutes
touchdown
left
and
in
he's
the
sitting there
game.
like, oh my god.
yeah, it was finally a touchdown. And he's like, oh my god, that's a touchdown.
Hey, really quick.
He's probably not even paying attention. He probably fell asleep.
Really quick, Tyler, I want your thoughts on this because you just had your reaction that you had on the Patriots. Their next 3 games are on Thursday Night Football, Monday Night Football, and Sunday Night Football.
one of those is gonna change.
The Steelers Thursday Night Football.
Right.
Chiefs
One of those is changing.
against
They're
the
flexing.
Chiefs at Monday Night Football, and then they play the Broncos on Christmas fucking Eve, Sunday Night Football.
Flex that.
That game's getting changed.
Flex that shit to 9 a.m. Nobody wants to see.
No. They're fools. They need to flex the Lions Vikings. Figure out how to do it. We need that as the night Christmas Eve game, not the Patriots game.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree, Jesse.
Yeah, I agree too. Even though it's so Detroit-like for us to lose that fucking game.
Yep, I kind of don't want us to.
Good morning, Detroit. Here's a fucking fat L.
Wait, what's the moon phase on Christmas Eve?
Yeah, let's not even get into that.
I don't know, we'll get into that later. All right, final thing before
We only
go
want
out
to play
of
when
here.
the sun's out for the rest of the year.
Final thing before we
Good
go
night,
out of
games.
here. Thursday Night Football, Seattle Seahawks, Dallas Cowboys. The spread is Dallas -9 at home, over under 47.5.
I don't like it.
I'm going to take Dallas -9. I think they're going to poop on them. I think that they're going to go out there. Defense is going to go good. Offense is going to go good. And they're going to win by 2 touchdowns. I'm going to take Dallas -9.
Dallas has over 30 team points.
Any team that's been 500, they've kind of just stomped on. And I remember what the 49ers did to the Seahawks. So I feel like it might be similar to that.
Well, DraftKings is saying -8.5.
What's the over-under, Luke, for you?
47.5.
We're getting minus 8.5.
Yeah, minus 8.5 on DraftKings. I'm smashing that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take the under.
Okay. Jesse?
Minus 8.5.
Yeah. It's Cowboys and an underplay from the boys, and that is all we have on this week's podcast. And the next time we will be talking to you guys will be this Saturday. If you want to catch up with the boys, you can head over to Instagram at Sharps Network and on Twitter at Sharps Network. Do we still have a Twitch? Don't even know. Of course. Yeah. You can also go over.
Just aren't using it at the moment.
I have to over back on Twitch as well if you want to follow there. And of course, if you're going to be betting on any of these lovely games that are going to be taking place until Saturday, make sure you use the Sharp Betting app over on the App Store. You download it.
Oh, yeah.
You use it. You can help, you can use a promo code as well, and that might help. Kyle, you can let people know what that is.
Oh, yeah. Use promo code TYCO011 when you sign up. Let them know that we sent you. Make sure you guys just, it's super easy. You guys you're already watching the podcast because you're a sports bettor. So just connect your sportsbook to Sharps and start betting. Easy.
Yes. And then before you leave, just make sure, because you're already here, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff so you can follow along with what we're doing.
Comment.
I'm McDilly. We'll see